The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's David Palmer, the Leo King, and we are here live for Deep Love Tarot for the week of June 24th through the 30th, 2019. This is a show where I am going to do the tarot for the collective of where it's sitting at for love, whether you're single or in a relationship, but then we are also going to do it for each individual sun sign. We incorporate the chat room in here. We like to do a lot of fun things on this show. We like to take it a little bit more on the edge, but the main thing is bringing a high vibe. And I think that I want to address this before I go into this show. There's a couple things I want to address. One, when it comes to love, you know, there's single, there's relationship love. When you take this information, definitely look at it from different standpoints. Maybe the message might resonate more for you in another way. Maybe it might be in a love that maybe you weren't really understanding until that reading. But you know, sometimes people can take this as such like, gosh, this is it. It's whatever you know is feeling called to you. Two, when it comes to high vibe, it's all about bringing it to a high vibe. Everybody has their own way of doing that. There is not one way that is a high vibe. High vibe is about whatever, whether it's the person that's expressing the vibe or whatever. I tend to be really funny. I will say jokes. I'll call you out. I'll drop bombs on this show. I will bring truth. But I want you to all know that it's coming from the highest vibe, from the highest love, and from the highest possibilities. And that's what we're all about here at High Vibe. And we just truly appreciate you being supportive and always supporting all the different shows that we're doing on High Vibe. And I just want to say that we love you all. And I'm super looking forward to seeing what's going on with love this week. So if you've never watched this show, we got 5 different decks here. This week we're going to be doing the Enchanted Spell Oracle as our first card. We're going to do this as like what is going on with the love. We're going to do the second card as how is that going to be applied? How is this going to be challenged? How do you overcome the challenge? And what is the spiritual advice? Now, I always kind of mix things up. This week, though, I am going to be doing, I'm finishing the spiritual advice with the Black Moon Astrology deck. This is very astrology-oriented. We're going to do how to overcome your challenge in love this week with the magical spell cards. We are going to use the sacred symbols as the challenge. I love this deck. This is my favorite deck lately. We're going to use the Rider-Waite when it comes to how to kind of see overall what is happening with the theme. You know, this is going to be the main theme that we're going to build everything off of. I always look at the second card as a bridge between the theme and then that bridge over to the challenge. So it's going to be interesting. Now, I've already shuffled the decks. I'm putting good energy. And don't forget, remember here on Deep Love Tarot, we love to do these astro dice. They are really cool. They do a sign, they do a planet, and they do a house. So we had a little astrology in here too with these astro dice. Let's see what we got going on for the collective this week. All right, collective. Are you all ready for some collective energy? You all ready? Let's do it right now. All right, for the collective in love this week, first card that we got is Magic with a K. I love Ks. I always say that K in a name is really sexy. But you know what? There's a lot of magical things happening this week in love, but also it feels like there's divine energy. There's 2 moons in this card. And this card really is important to me because it's like there is really positive aspects in love coming this week when I almost feel like we didn't think it was coming. This is definitely where it kind of feels like it's destined. And with magic, there can be endings and new beginnings. So it could be a very big kind of flip-flop energy there. We did get the 4 of Wands that comes after that. So we are coming into energy that feels with divine. This could be also with marriage. This could be also with celebration and party. But this is really positive. So collectively, we're coming into a much more positive space when it comes to love. Challenge-wise, though, is the soulmate. Who is the soulmate? I think that there's going to be a lot of these weird questions of like, which person or what? Is it my current partner? Is it somebody new? I'm just going to just drop bombs on people with that truth. Like, I mean, it's like, you know, like, who really is it? There's a lot of questions there because the challenge is like, is this a soulmate or not? Or, you know, is this somebody that's truly connected? I love how in this deck there's two hearts, you know, kind of flopped. And I think that this is definitely where it's like this in and out of like, who is what? Or what is this? Maybe there's a challenge in understanding, is this a soulmate or not? Or is, and the question is a soulmate what you want? Or is there something else? A lot of people talk about twin flames. A lot of people just talk about just having maybe a new contract that you've never been through before. But I think that's gonna be a challenge of like, well, what is this? There's all this greatness, but what is this defined spiritually? Our way to overcome that problem is what feels destined. What feels like it's part of your destiny? You need to ask yourself this week when it comes to love, what feels like your destiny? All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. So it should be very clear this week. The challenge is the question, but it's clear when you actually go, this is destined. This feels like it makes sense completely. The signs are there. It feels right. The spiritual advice card that we got is the Saturn return. It's got to be, and it says age in this card, but it's like, it has to have a purpose. The relationship energy right now, whether you're in a relationship, like you need to like get to this place of magic in the right place and where you're defining the challenging aspect of where the relationship sits as a soulmate or whatever, and where the destiny and the roads lie. But this Saturn return is like, the spiritual advice is like, what actually is practical, what actually is going to make sense, and what has a grown-up energy to it? What actually feels like there is responsibility on both ends of the spectrum, where it doesn't feel like one person's taking all that responsibility and the other is not, or one person feels older than the other. You know, I think that this is definitely where it feels like it's on the same page as far as the defining of the energies. Now, our astro dice are telling us 4th house, Taurus, Jupiter. Wow, so Jupiter in the 4th. Jupiter loves the 4th house. This is about building a better emotional foundation in our relationships, but we have to explore. We have to explore emotions that feel better. And this is really going to be the test in a good way, that we have a lot of experience that's going to come by opening our feelings up to what feels good. Now with Taurus, it's discerning because it like goes, I'm only going to take what's the best. So I think that this is like, there's lots of options, especially for single people. And I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like the relationship field and just in general for all people on the planet right now, there's a lot of weird energy going on. And I've been saying this in the astrology for a long time of like the roles, the identities, and which is what, that I really truly, and I mean, this is a belief of mine, so don't take it as an end-all be-all. But I feel that a lot of people are in question about even what that is or who that is or what this is and all that stuff. So I think this Jupiter in the 4th is like the forcing to experience the feelings in which are the best for you and what you're going to determine. It all leads to magic and good. It all leads to understanding the destiny, which will no longer question these soulmate kind of vibes. But there's this kind of wisdom that's attached of like, you know, creating something with a purpose. And if that purpose isn't met, or those purposes or, you know, destinies are not aligned, especially since we got the destiny card. Oh, you all right, Craig? Craig just almost killed himself on set. Not going to drop a bomb on Craig, but are you okay? Do I need to call workers' comp?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. My rates are going up. Shit. No, I hope you're okay, bro. See, that's very Capricorn. I'm not a Capricorn, but damn. I hope you're all right, dog. He almost died. Actually, I will say before we go into the sun sides, like, Craig and I went to an awesome festival out in Flagstaff, Arizona this weekend, and we had to off-road like 18 miles on a dirt road with the trailer, with the truck. We did not have, we had a great time, but we almost died too. The trailer literally fell off a cliff, and the truck saved the trailer, and it's a 43-foot trailer, 20,000 pounds. So I almost killed Craig a couple times this weekend, and it looks like I almost killed him today here on set. Okay, so hope that message resonated with everybody with the collective. Really interesting to see that that is what we got. And, this is what I wanted to say before Craig almost died. But since he didn't, we could talk about it. We got the Destiny card, and then we got the Saturn return card right after each other. Does that camera work, or did it go out when you fell? Oh, like here? Oh. So we got the Destiny card, and then we got the Saturn return. These are very Saturnian, like destiny aspects, and also age and wisdom. And if it feels like it's not in alignment with that age and wisdom, it's just not going to work. Okay? Going to be dropping some bombs on you with that one. So. This is right before we go, I like to look at the chat while I puff on a little jewel here for a second and see what everybody's saying. Holy cow, David, dang, danger, ranger. Yeah, speaking of holy cow, if you guys watched on High Vibe, my weekly intuitive this week, I talk about the cow being the animal for this week because we had to go over a bunch of cattle grates. And I was like, yeah, isn't it weird that they build these grates so the cattle can't come through? How fucked up is that? Right? Because like cows like to know where they're on, and when they get over a cattle grate, it's like, this looks weird. But Craig was telling me when he was up at a ranch up in Oregon that like they had electric fences, and the cows were smart enough to know when the fences were down, they'd just knock them down and go through. So don't ever disrespect a cow. They know what the fuck's up. But cattle grates, for some reason, they don't like that shit. So everybody's saying it's been really crazy energy. They've been extremely emotional through this solstice time. Somebody said miss watching them together. Is this just for love relationships, or it could go for any relationships? That's what I kind of wanted to say earlier, is like what feels to you in your relationship life, and just love in general, because love is a beautiful thing that is with all partners. Although I do like to focus this more on romantic love, I will be honest. I did do this show based off like more romantic love. Maybe I should make that more clear. So, but you know, hey, people are inbred and incest, so fuck. If you love your cousin like to that extent too, like, hey, I'm all about free love, whatever that is. I mean, Kings did it for a long time, although Leo King's not into that shit, but hey, that's what you like. That's what you like. It is time for some Aries. Who's ready for some Aries? Let's go. Aries, first card that you got is the Shine card. So I think you pulled this one last week too, or I don't know. I think you pulled it in a challenging position, but now you're ready to shine this week. And I think that this week you need to find also a partner that shines, or your partner needs to step up and start shining because you're ready to shine. And I think you need it right now because I think that there's been a lot of energy for you that's not been feeling like, I think you're coming out of a lot of dull energy. So I definitely feel like this party energy coming just from the shine. Like you need somebody on that party level. Can we bring out Mr. fucking T-Rex if he was here around? Yeah, just, you know, you gotta get it. Second card you got is the Seven of Pentacles upright. So I think Aries really need to go out and shine and party, but at the same time, it's like, don't waste your time on energy that, especially emotionally or doing something for somebody and not getting anything back in return. You are a hero, Aries. So in your relationship, if your partner's asking for you to do all these things and you're not gonna get back in return, maybe you gotta kind of call the line and be like, hey, I'm trying to shine here. Maybe we need to find some equality. Or if you're in a new thing or you're trying for a new thing or you're single and you're not in anything, maybe you need to shine and you need to stop wasting your time maybe on the same old energy that's, it's like raking leaves and like looking at how much hard work it is, but like that's very minor. I've never really associated the Seven of Pentacles as like making anything that grand. I always have looked at it as like a waste of energy and time. That's maybe because I think raking leaves, I grew up in a city where the city paid for gardeners. So like, I know it sounds bougie as fuck, but I'm a Leo. But, you know, now I raked leaves, don't get me wrong, in my backyard, but that was because I would get in trouble.
I want to know if you support incest.
People want to know if I support incest?
That's what they're asking, if you just said that you support it.
Oh, like I said, I support anybody who wants to do what they want to do. When it comes to love, although there are boundaries, right? Like, I don't think that, like, children and romantic love and you're adult, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in forcing love on people. I don't believe in anything that just doesn't feel that it honors. But I mean, if like a brother and sister like wanna like fuck, I guess, like, I don't know, like, I don't know. I mean, people did that for a long time. It's kind of like, I don't have a sister, so, you know, fucking my brother would be a little weird, but, you know, I'm not into that, you know? I don't know. Aries is like, get to my fucking reading. The challenge card for Aries is focus. So I think that you don't really, you're ready to shine, you're ready to move forward, you're ready to, but it's like, I think that this focus is connected deeply in the challenge with, are you like going out and focusing on a bunch of energy or trying to impress somebody that isn't worth impressing, or wasting your time and energy on a person? And even in your relationship, are you wasting energy and time on things that really are not allowing you to shine and aren't shining back at you the same way? You did get the passion card, so you know what? This is definitely bow chicka wow wow sex week for the Aries big time. Sex. And I think it's super easy to know exactly what it is for you to focus on, because the passion will be there. If you're not seeing the passion, like let's say you're trying to, let's say you're single, or let's say you're even in your partnership and you're trying to get it on and get that shine going, and like you have to do all this stuff and then they don't even do it, or it's like you're doing all this, you're trying to impress them and all that, and they're not really to reciprocate back. That's how you know that you shouldn't be focusing on it anymore. Move on to something that actually is ready to connect with you on the same level, because there's a lot of, I think, deep emotional need right now for Aries, I'll be honest. I feel like you guys have been a little bit celibate lately. Your spiritual advice card is the Cancer card, which is definitely about feeling. So you definitely need to feel, and I think that's what it is. This passionate feeling, a feeling that the focus is going the right way, a feeling that you're not harvesting something that isn't worthy and worth your time, and feeling yourself shine again, or even also at the same time feeling a partnership that is shining on the same level as you. Because I think that is frustrating as hell for an Aries when they don't have a relationship that shines as much as they do, and they have to be the hero all the fucking time. Your guys' is Astro Dice. Oh man, I'm dropping dice. You guys are lucky because you guys already got 5th house, Neptune, which is really good for this more imaginative, much more kind of even escapism and more dreamy love. And let's see, I don't know, I feel like Price is Right a little bit. Like, I want to like just get it right. Aries. So yeah, this is definitely the dream that you want in your life spiritually, and a spiritual connection that's passionate and that's intense, and that's, the 5th house is the original house of like having like fun sex too. So it's like, is it like passion that's actually fun, or is it passion because it's like you're clocking in at like 9 p.m. at night because you have to, and you got to take off your whitey tighties or whatever and get to bed. That's a bomb to drop. I'm just reading the chat, and it's like incest offspring weaken the gene pool. Yeah, that's what I've heard. You know, maybe incest is like the people who make Jewel, and these things do not work great at all. All right, what's up with Taurus? Are the Tauruses ready for to go? Like, yo, let's see what some Taurus energy has to say right here. Taurus has got divination. Do y'all know what divination is? It's spirituality. It's connected with divine tools. But so I think what this love week is saying is like, for you, it's about really starting to focus in your life on what is making sense with any of your spiritual tools. Also connecting on a relationship that feels like they're in the same spiritual path as you and in the same spiritual energies. I think that Tauruses right now are seeing their greatness And it's like anybody that's going to take them backwards and not be in a divine space or not be in a space where they're connecting to the same understanding of the universe as you are isn't going to work. And so you need to focus on ones that are in the same divination pool, but this could be exciting too, because trust me, even though it sounds kind of boring, and I'm not putting boring out there yet, Craig, but I am saying that with this, it is saying like there is a path that could be extremely exciting when somebody's on the same divination path as yourself and using the same tools and then the same energy and going towards the same energy, opposed to somebody who's like, well, I don't know what you're doing. Like, I'm out here fucking doing whatever I'm doing. Like, it's just kind of like, and that could be in your relationship. If you're in one, like, are you guys truly really on the same spiritual, like, alignment and path? Like, that's going to come up this week. You did pull the devil card. Man, these freaking Taurus has been pulling devil cards and shit a lot. Taurus is like definitely need to get the freak on. That's pretty much for sure. So they're getting the sex one too. It looks like there's gonna be a lot of sex this week. I do gotta say though that when it comes to this whole thing about the devil card, it's like, yeah, you know what? If you have that divination, you can explore more of the passions and the edge and the depth and the more rawness that you need to kind of keep you away from the darker shades. Because if you enter into something or in your relationship, if it starts to go down some very intense paths and you don't have that divination or that spiritual kind of like anchor, it could pull you away into some really weird places. So having that divination, I'm not trying to promote Satanism or anything like that, or I'm not trying to promote any sort of like crazy dark vibe, but like the devil card definitely says like, you know, like you definitely need something that feels much more edgy and much more intense in your life. Like there's a thirst or a quench. It's a little bit like a vampire, but I'm not promoting that vampirism either, maybe or not. Maybe that might be hot. I don't know. There is chains in this thing. Maybe you need to try bondage school. I don't know. But I think that it's time for you to realize that what will keep you from going into the devil's lair is that beautiful divination. Your challenge card is the lucky card. Ooh, it's kind of I'm not going to say boring, but I am going to just say that there is definitely a feeling inside that like you're unlucky. But that is the challenge, is that by you continually to continue this story of unluck, you have to overcome that this week. You have to let go of this feeling of unluckiness. But maybe you're unlucky because you're not connecting or you're not aligning with energy that is in the same path as you. And so maybe it's not unlucky, it's just more like looking at it like, you know, and I like that there's a horseshoe in this. I play horseshoes. I fucking love horseshoes, by the way, if you guys all didn't know. If you guys ever want to like have a good time with me, like let's go out on a sand or some dirt and just go throw up a couple steel rods and let's get some horseshoes rolling. I love horseshoe. I love ringing that shit. But, you know, I don't know if you ever played horseshoes, but with horseshoes, it is really about, are you lucky or are you not? And about how you know how to like ring that baby in there and like how close do you have it sit right on there. And I think a lot of this is Tauruses have kind of pulled back so much from not really edging into more energy and putting more in. This is definitely a time where you got to put more in. It's not that you're unlucky, it's that you're not showing up to the game. Your spiritual advice, or your overall to overcome that, is the success. You can have any success that truly belongs to you, success with honor of integrity. I think that, and I'm going to kind of flip this. I think that the issue about the unluckiness is because you've put too much honor and integrity in a certain way of how you expect this kind of passion and edge in your relationship or your single life. But the success is maybe the honor and integrity of actually going out and having fun and starting to connect, just making sure you have that anchor, that spiritual divination. Your spiritual advice card is the Grand Cross, the provoker. I think that the universe is trying to provoke you into going to things, but it also might bring up relationships that are going to provoke you into kind of in some energy. So this is definitely going to bring up some relationship tension. Ooh, relationship troubles for sure. But I don't think it's the way that maybe you may think it be. I think it's a little bit more like you need to provoke yourself. You need to get, a Grand Cross is pressure and it creates a diamond. You know, it creates this pressure. And we've had those. And I think for Tauruses, it's like the advice is to start to invocate this more intense edge, this more passion, this more rawness into your life. and to not be afraid of that, because there's a lot of fear in a Grand Cross. You're dealing with major squares, you're dealing with major oppositions. So, there is this pressure cooker that the spiritual advice and the guides want you to know is like, you need to like fucking pop that lid and watch the fucking explosion. And you guys did get a sexual, video for this week, but they're like, you guys are ready to blow in a good way. That sounds fucking sexual too. And I'm dropping fucking the dice on every fucking roll. Oh no. Oh man. It always rolls in the wrong direction. Mercury in the 11th, so you definitely need to get out and be more social while I find this card, or this freaking, gosh darn it. Mercury is shadow, by the way, people. It's under the couch. I know, and I'm talking about sex, and I look like I'm out here having fucking sex right now. Maybe I'm trying to help Tauruses get fucking lucky. You don't see it? Well, I know it rolled under here, so that means... Oh, man. Be more social. I know this looks like such an unprofessional show, but it kind of is. But you know what? We hear a high vibe. We're all about just going with the flow and the vibe of the universe. Oh, Craig's got a flashlight. So I'll keep talking to you about this Mercury in the 11th. You need to be more social, Taurus, because that's going to lead you to more love. And I literally watched it go under the couch. Like I watched it roll this way. No?
Yep, I see it.
Where is it? Oh, my son? Because maybe, being more social, like, this kind of reminds me of, like, God, I sound like a fucking horrible person, but, like, 6th grade, you know why, guys, we loved Twister? The game? We'd get all the chicks. Craig, why don't you roll? Craig, roll this for the Tauruses because the Scorpio needs to roll. Roll this shit. Gemini, yeah, you do need to go have some more stimulation and fun and more conversation and be around more fucking crazy, young, youthful vibe and stimulation. Man, the Tauruses need some stimulation. Holy cow. I wish we need to come up with a new one because I already got Party in there. Throw them the fuck. They need T-Rex. Get him out there. Shredder needs to come out. Shredder. Shredder and a drool, baby. Maybe that's the fucking answer to all your problems. Or playing Twister while watching Jurassic Park. Hey, I've heard crazier. I was going to finish the Twister story. Guys, we wanted to play Twister just to watch the girls fucking play Twister. And then you get to intertwine with everybody. I don't know why more people aren't playing Twister anymore. Like, what the fuck happened in this world? Everybody's like so afraid of everybody. Maybe we need to have a high vibe Twister game. We can do it live stream too. Or we'll just do here at the studios, we'll have a high vibe Twister party. But we would make the whole entire set Twister, like put dots everywhere. And we could do it as signs like Aries first house. And I'd put all the numbers in all these weird positions and put all the signs and planets too. So it could be like Mars in Leo and the 11th. And people would be like, what the hell? That would be really fun. Hey, and be better than yoga, I'll be honest. I mean, nothing against yogis, but I always have a very hard time with yoga because I get bored as fuck. I need something like Twister. That would get me fucking up. See, people are down with that shit. Everybody's ghosting. What does that mean? In life? Yeah, I mean, welcome to Saturn and Pluto. Hello. From Libra in 82 and 83. It's ending in 6 months. Welcome to 35 years of fucking ghosting relationships and fucking that's what I've been trying to say this shit for a long fucking time. Like if you're attached to the old marriage idea or the old fucking way and thinking that's fucking gonna work without this ghosting of security because this or whatever, like good luck. All right, Geminis are tripping. They want to know what's up. Gemini, you ready? I'm ready. All right, Gemini, we got you with the enchantment card. Okay. Trying to enchant what you want. Trying to send out, whether that's a spell or whether you're trying to send out some sort of magical vibe. This could also be projecting a certain way, so looking a certain way or projecting your energy a certain way. It definitely could be attractive to your energy, but also you got to be careful with enchantment of not enchanting what you might not really want or enchanting situations that you do want, but maybe there's another lesson on the other side. There is a little bit of a dragon sea fucking thing in this card. Like, it's like a sea dragon. I don't know. Is that thing good or is that thing bad? I don't know. Like, are you using it as your fucking vibrator? I don't know. You got the Knight of Swords after that. So you're looking for really fast understanding of things, and you will almost do anything to get what you want. So this week in love, you will do anything to get what you want. You will definitely run as fast as you can. You will go to battle for your love. You will travel as far. You will edgy, and you will. And so when it comes to this enchantment, be very careful. Like, you know, because are you thinking about things now? I'm going to say you will get whatever the fuck you want by trying to fucking go about it that way, but the challenge of that is going to be home. Is it even really what is emotionally satisfying to you and actually something that you can sustain? Like, I'll be honest, like, there's a lot of things in life I've wanted in my life, whether that's relationship-wise or whether that's, like, fucking anything. And, you know, you rush into it and you ask for it and you put it out there and you enchant your way through it. Sometimes it's like, fuck, I wish I would have never done that. And I think that there's a part of you really needing to make sure, number one, do you know where home is? The challenge is, like, do you know the home of maybe enchanting your own stimulation? I think that this is really going to bring up a lot. I'm going to put relationship troubles because this is like a lot of relationship kind of complications here going on. I also want to throw the sexual bomb on them too. Let's get her out. Where's she at? Sex. Look at her enchanted. Like, that whole video, she's enchanting to feel the energy of sex, right? Like, I'll be honest, I'd get on that couch. But it's like, that's the whole thing. Like, what if I got to that couch and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, she smells like she didn't take a shower for 3 days and she doesn't wipe her butt. What about you, Gemini? Enchanting, really quick, really fast, really powerful. And then it's like, this doesn't feel like home to me. This doesn't smell the way I like to smell. This doesn't act the way I like to act. This doesn't feel like I can take it home to mom and dad, or I could take it home into my family if you have kids, or in your own relationship, it's like, are you trying to, what is this enchantment about? I think a lot of it is about justice. By the power of 3 by 3, deliver justice to me. I think that this is like you trying to really come into a place to where you can find some sort of understanding that you want. So it's like you will go to any means to find some sort of understanding, or, you know, with justice, it's either getting back at something or it's feeling that you deserve something, that you need to equal things out. But there's definitely, you know, the peace that needs to be found with maybe if you're emotionally not able to get what you want, that maybe using your energy of enchantment and your edge to get that justice in a way that enchants something positive into your world instead of something that could be kind of much more like, what the fuck did I just end up into? Be discerning, like really weigh things out. Your spiritual advice is the Uranus Genius card, which means you need to think about things a little bit far and wider, and you need to put all the pieces together before you just jump. So this means that you need to look at all angles, because there's a problem if you don't. Like if you're not looking at this from all angles, or you're only looking at this very linear, right? Just like how I'm looking at this camera, and I'm not realizing that I have a camera there, I have a camera here, I have this here. You know, like you gotta look around a little bit at everything before you just jump, deep, Do not play any don't play fucking any fucking music this week that's like all about like, just do it, like, and just go. Or Van Halen jump, like, don't do it. Like, you got the 6th house of Mars in Libra. You need to make sure that your relationships that you are in or that you're going towards actually are a balanced and peaceful reality and make sense in reality instead of kind of losing yourself into your own dream state of what you want. Because this 6th house is saying you need to stay in reality. Mars here is saying that you need to go about making things that make sense. And then with Libra, that have that justice, which you see here. So, like, I think that this can cause you a lot of relationship trouble because you could be bringing in, one, relationships that are fucking crazy that you just wanted a fling or something fast, and it obviously does not feel like home. Or for the ones that you want that feel like home, and you're trying to enchant that, like, can you really change them? Can you really change, like, if it's not feeling that way, like, does it make reality sense? There's a lot of things that you have to pay attention to there. Yeah, that's the true world. So live chat's popping right now. What up? Your Mars is in Libra. Get it? Oh boy. Darn, Miss Gemini, didn't I? I'm Cancer Sun, but Gem Rising. Yeah, you can come back and watch this video once it's done. It's free on YouTube here. Justice for all the Geminis. Just be careful about how you go about that justice. All right, Cancers. I know Cancers want to go. What's up with Cancer? Are you guys ready for Cancers? I'm ready for Cancers. Cancer's got the healing card. So this is a week where relationships, love-wise, and everything is going to heal the past, heal a lot of things, but also you could be healing somebody else too at the same time. So this is, I think, healing yourself, healing another. If you're in a relationship, this could be healing it. If you're single, you could be entering or looking at relationships. Or if you don't go into one, you're healing yourself from a past relationship situation. So I think that's really good. Your second card is the Ace of Swords reversed, which is like, this is helping a lot of old endings come about. So it's like you're healing things about what you need to clear in your mind, what you need to clear about the way that you think about relationships to start from a fresh new thing. So you're going to be brought up with situations of the past very intensely this week that also at the same time are going to be cleared about so you can go into new places. Your challenge is the transmute card. So there's a challenge because I think that it's like changing your energy, and I like that this has a snake in this one. There's a little snake here. If we look back here, it's snaky. Snaky. Transmutation is something that definitely deals with transformation, but there is this mutation of you shedding old layers of skin off. And it might be a challenge because it's like there's this old mentality of like the past to repeat itself, and this is what you got to heal, is like things are going to feel very familiar, but you are going into a transmutation process. You need to remember that. And the challenge is you remembering that. It's almost like, uh-oh, is this all going to go the way it was in the past? Or definitely don't go back to an ex this weekend or week because, you know, you won't be able to transmute into something new. Your overall card you got is the Psychic Protection card. And I think that the Psychic Protection is coming from if you connect with somebody new, or if you're in an old situation or an old partnership, or you're in a great loving relationship and there's a lot of attacks coming from people saying things about you or whatever. I just think that you need to put some protection over yourself because you're going to trigger somebody this week, whether they find out about you, like if it's an ex. I keep getting all this ex stuff with this healing and this transmutation and Ace of Swords. It's almost like you need to protect yourself from exes. So we're definitely going to put some, I'm going to put this one at, just Truth Bomb. Let's just do Truth Bomb. Bam. Spiritual advice-wise we got is the Pisces card, the I Believe. So the spiritual advice is to go into your true imagination. And I think that for you, the healing is you need to release. Pisces is about releasing. And it is about going into other realms. And I think that you're about to enter other realms, and that's why you need protection, because there is going to be energies that have been attached to you that are going to try and pull you back out of that reality, or pull you back in reality, or pull you back out of that beautiful place that you're going. I think Cancers are going to a great place. This is clearing a lot of the past, healing and bringing you to your ultimate, fantasies. But you've got it. The challenge is to see that you have to transmute your life. You're going to need to make a big change in how you are about yourself and how you are about your life, because it's different energy. And maybe that psychic protection is to protect you from your fear of that, because others might try to hold you to the old way that you are, or an old past situation that hasn't cleared fully yet in your own emotional self that you haven't healed might be coming to attack you psychically without you even knowing, just because they know that they'll feel, especially with this card, by especially the end of the week or something like that, or the end, that they know you're going into another realm, and they are almost like trying to bring you back or hold you from going to where you want to go. Maybe you have to step up and talk with that Ace of Swords. You got Neptune, Venus in the 4th. So yeah, this is about connecting to the most. Venus is exalted in Pisces, and in the 4th house, it's amazing. So this is about finding emotional spiritual home. And what is that emotional spiritual home? If it's not that way, that's not what it is. But it's also a spiritual relationship. It's one that doesn't have criticism or burdens or any of these things, and feels like that emotionally can be empathetic to who you are, and you be empathetic to the other person, and be more carefree and more open to things instead of cynical, or it has to be this way, or I only look at it this way. This is opening up Cancers dramatically this week in a very positive way. But if you go back into your old self, don't transmute, and keep this old idea of how you think love and relationships should be, I think that the psychic protection is from your own fucking self. Now that is a motherfucking truth bomb right there. And X's. Cancers, it's so funny, Cancers are a big deal. They love astrology, and somebody donated $9.99. I want to say thank you very much for that. Transmute is alchemy, yeah. Cancer would be the one that applies to all right now. Yeah, that is true, because we do have this Cancer season right now. Leos, you know me, I'm a Leo. Let's see what Leo's got. I've given up on expecting shit from Leo fucking readings, to be honest with you, because I've been let down a lot with my own readings and my own sign, and I'm not here to try and let down other Leos either. All right, Leo, what do we got? Leos, we got intuition. So this is, what? Did you just throw that for my own fucking shit? It's so funny. Follow your intuition this week. You know what to do. I think that, this is definitely a week where you are connecting with your psychic energy dramatically, and psychic emotional relationships are very powerful for you this week. If your intuition is not feeling something, or it doesn't feel right, and it's not feeling the way that you want to, that's how you know. So you need to follow your intuition, even if people try to convince you of something or anything. If your intuition's like, no, I'm not feeling it, sorry. If your intuition's like, this is what my intuition's telling me to do, this is where I'm going, that's where you've got to go. So it's going to be a very highly intuitive week, and especially with all this 12th house for Leos right now. The death card reversed. So definitely this intuition is trying to help you understand, what needs to end. Maybe the intuition is saying there's things to end, but maybe there is a fear of ending something. Also, this has to deal with connection. So it's you need to follow your intuition about connecting and not being afraid of totally going in. Death card is very passionate, it's very edgy, it's very intense, and it brings true, I would say it's deeper than transformation. It goes into full, complete reemergence. And I think that this is a reemergence of your love life, but I think that there's a fear of what that feels like. But your intuition knows. So listen to your intuition and don't be afraid. But also the death card, I think, can be very intense, right? So I think that with it reversed, it's maybe a fear of intensity, but I think that the challenge of that is because of that the truth comes out. Maybe it really is very intense and very passionate, and it's almost like you don't even know how to deal with truth anymore, because I think a lot of Leos have gone through so much over the last couple of years with love and relationships that Leo's challenge is the truth of what the intuition says. It's oh my gosh, do I really fucking just do this? I think that there's a lot of Leos on a cliff, just jump into it. Now, Geminis don't jump, but fucking Leos definitely, it's jump. Don't be afraid of what that experience would feel like. The truth is something that is hard for Leos at this point because the intuition is like telling you to do it. And I think when we mix in this authenticity, you know, the authenticity is who I truly am is good indeed. I am authentic in thought, word, and deed. It's almost like unbelievable that authentic truth and intuition can align. And this is something that Leos are going to have to truly incorporate now, that there is authentic truth, there is authentic intuition, and there is authentic passion and edge. So we got to throw the sex card out there with that death reversed. Definitely kind of puts things a little bit on edge. Not about like fucking old corpses or anything like that. I'll gift myself the sex anytime I want. Throw the sex one again. I gift myself sex right now. Sex. Thank you. Spiritual advice card is the Sun, the number 1 card. So this is the Leo card. I mean, like, this is the greatest card of all the cards, sorry, and the greatest sign of all the signs. So the spiritual advice is go what feels with the intuition and the passion and the love and the shine. And don't let that challenge of the truth hold you from that beautiful, amazing place of consciousness and love and happiness. It's almost like Leos are like, don't believe love exists anymore. I might be projecting that, but the truth is that I think that it does. And there's a lot of authenticity that is showing up, and fucking own it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be a fucking little pansy. Is there a pansy card out there? Fucking, we don't have that one yet, but you threw the boring. I think that it's like, this is more of like the spiritual work that you're doing, and it can actually turn really intense and positive. And do we have like a good love one? What was it again? And I need to come up with a good love one. I thought I did. I thought I had one of like people like happy. Wow. So the dice are North Node in the 10th house in Aries. Only relationships that are on the path that you need to be on in your career life and in the same career path and in the same point as you are where to go. Because that authenticity and that truth is what the truth. I think the challenge is being with relationships that are not on the same path, being in relationships that haven't identified themselves and their path, and almost getting caught in relationships where they need you emotionally. Emotional need. So stay away from needy people. People that know how to fucking handle themselves, because then you're going to feel that that's authentic. That's where Leos are at right now. We got Virgos next. We always check the chat real quick. Ruby, I'm worn out. I'm worn out. What does that mean? I hope nobody's throwing some crap up in this group. We're all cool in here. Why he's mean and not nice? No, yeah, I can be mean. You know, I was gonna say, like, are you trying to tell me, whoever's here in this chat room, because I'll get the jewel out and I'll fucking throw some bombs on the chat room. Are you trying to tell me that everybody in the world ain't mean at some point in their life? Or fucking, like, are you trying to tell me that, like, people are perfect and fucking, like fucking little dolls? Like, it's just truth shit. Like, relax. You know what? And you haven't got me a good hit on this Jewel. You know, one thing is, I'm not trying to promote Jewel. I'm actually trying to say that they need to like fix their shit. They made how many $1 billion? $6 billion or something. And it's been helping me quit smoking cigarettes. But like, sometimes you got to be. It's not even mean. I don't even think people are mean. I think mean is like doing like real shady shit, like fucked up shit. Like people are, you know, I'm gonna drop a truth bomb on people right now. I think that, especially comedy, like in the world of comedy, like Jerry Seinfeld says it best. Children today that are graduating college today can't even handle crazy jokes. They can't handle anything. Like, people are so sensitive now that they can't handle life. I think it was Bill Maher. He said it really good. I think it was a week ago, or it's 2 weeks ago, when a bunch of people graduated from college. And he was saying that this is the first generation Y or Z, or I think it's Y. What is whatever generation, I think we're at generation Z. I think it's Z now that's graduating. He's like, this is the first generation to have peanut allergies, because he did this crazy thing that peanut allergies weren't around until like the last like 30 or 40 years or something. And he was referring to that everybody's just so in this new generation, and I'm not putting it down, I'm just saying that it's kind of spreading everywhere. That everybody's so like, I can't do this, or I can't handle that, or like this person did this, or Trump tweeted this, or the Democrats did this, or it's like fucking like, relax. Like fucking, the spiritual path is like, I always, you know what? Fucking Ganesha. Or fucking Buddha, like fucking laugh and chill. I do think Buddha and Ganesha are fucking worried about fucking, if someone's like fucking bringing some truth bombs, they're more like, fuck yeah, hanging out by the lake or hanging out on the fucking whatever and laughing about it. Like, if you can't laugh and fucking take whatever's going around you, literally at the festival this weekend, there's people on drugs, there's people doing whatever. This couple came up to me and were like, do you have any rolls? And I was having a cigarette with Craig, and I'm like, oh, toilet paper? I'm like, no, I don't have any. And then I was like, oh, wait, you mean E, huh? I'm like, no, I don't have any E. And I think it's like, I don't care if somebody comes up to me and asks shit. I thought it was funny because, like, I haven't been doing E for a long time. So I was like, I literally was like, I was in my trailer, so I'm like, we're all camping. I'm assuming they want toilet paper rolls. But, it's like, do you think I'm going to get all weird on those people? Like, no, but so many people today just get so fucking weird on everybody about all this crazy shit or whatever they say, or if they cuss, or if they smoke a Juul, or if they do. It's like, where is a high vibe gonna come from then? If everything is always about what you shouldn't be doing, when high vibe is like picking everybody up. It reminds me of cheerleaders. Like, cheerleaders pick each other up. Or if you're on the football team, you don't say, you fucking sucked, keep running faster. It's like, we got this. It doesn't matter that play, it's over. Let's fucking move forward and let's get this fucking thing. I race for a living, and you know what? Sometimes I won't do that great. And fucking I need Craig, or I need my family, or I need somebody to be like, don't worry, you got this fucking next one, buddy. And it's like, yeah. It's like, so, fucking people. I'll call people out. I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to show authenticity because, to be honest with you, doing this work, we're in a space right now in this work where it's like, literally, the spiritual community, and I've been saying this a long time, is the most triggered, sensitive, not human anymore at all. Like, what happened to being a human and like fucking, like you can't do anything and call yourself spiritual anymore unless you fucking wear a white shirt and you fucking do this yoga pose and you drink this juice every morning and you don't say this and you don't say that. It's like, spirituality is the unique expression of yourself and doing good deeds and doing good work and being positive and sometimes fucking you gotta be a human. Hello? Like we're all in this together and we're all fucking unique and all different. Like that, I just like the spiritual community is a joke. That's why, honestly, we all created High Vibe here. This is a collection of a lot of people. Craig, Abby, me, Sarah, Dylan, all the people, Jax, Michael, fucking Tamara, Steph, fucking Tim, Rachel. Who am I missing? There's so many people. There's so many people. And it's like, we all are just all about being human and being real. But being connected with spirituality and using it to help our lives out. And sometimes we gotta call spade to spade. We all do readings on each other. And it's like, hey, like fucking Craig will do a reading on Jax. And Jax fucking like basically was his teacher. And call him out. That's how it is. That's what spirituality is. Calling out your friends, your family, everybody. And so when somebody says that's mean, it's like, what? Did you fucking come here to get a fucking reading to get told exactly what you want to fucking hear? That's fucking ego. It's so funny when people tell me to breathe. It's like, this is how I talk. Like, I love you, whoever said that, but at the same time, it's like, I can't tell other people to breathe or tell other people to do. When I say chill out, yeah, maybe I shouldn't even say that, but I think I'm just referring to the whole part of like, fucking just be however you gotta be and just be cool to everybody, you know? But I think I know what you meant. I don't think that you meant me to breathe. Maybe you did. I don't know. But I won't take it as a trigger on myself. Like, thank you. I'm just saying that, like, this is how I roll. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't gonna change me. Or somebody this weekend put up a fucking thing on my video of me DJing saying, you look like you're about to implode. I have 7 kids and I know. And I'm like, please tell me the signs that I'm about to implode. Like, I'm having a fucking great time. You don't know jack shit about my personal life and the really good things that I have going on in my personal life. So, what's the signs of me imploding? Because I'm DJing and smoking a cigarette? Like, give me a fucking break. Give me a Kit Kat bar. All right, we need to get this thing done with. Virgos. Virgos got the clarity card. Uh-oh. I don't know why my guide said that right away. It's like you are finally seeing things fully. It's almost like you've been in denial of what the clarity has been in your romantic life. And clarity is going to come through. Now, one thing about this card is the angel wings are down, not up. And there's something about that to me of like the over processing. So I'm going to put this as like boring relationship week. I like that guy because it's like in his mouth. And you got the Ace of Wands reversed. So yeah, the clarity is about what's not really bringing you to the excitement and love that you want in your romantic life. And how are you going to deal with that? I think that there is this overwhelming pressure on Virgos about how to deal with the non-excitement or the non-passion that's going on in your love life. The challenge we got is the divine feminine. So the divine feminine is really, to me, when it comes to love, the actual true, connector. If you see the divine feminine, is what holds that sun together, right? So like this feminine element is to me, it's like the glue. And I think that there's this feeling that there's this glue missing and that there's this beauty missing. And I think that for you, it's like there's a terrible fear of what that clarity is telling you. So it's truth bomb time too for the Virgos this week. I slipped a little Sprite in there. Fertility. Now, I'm not reading this as like baby fertility. I'm reading this much more as the to sprout and let life be all about. It's like time to fertilize. It's like, when do you fertilize, Craig? Because I don't know jack shit about plants. Do you fertilize before you plant or do you fertilize after you plant? Okay, so you want to put the soil nice and healthy before you want to put anything in there, is what Craig said. So, in my opinion, if the soil is out, so what do? If a plant is about to die and the soil is gone without shit, do you just, how far down the road the plant is? You can put some nitrogen and phosphorus. So maybe this is saying that the clarity is what you need to inject into the relationship that is missing the fertile and the ability to fertilize this relationship better. Or if you're single, maybe you're not fertilizing enough of a good soil to have the kind of partnership that you want to have. Maybe you're in a job that doesn't allow the kind of person that you want in your life, so that soil's not there. Or you're not drinking enough Sprite either. Maybe that's probably part of the problem, or having enough fucking nicotine. I don't know what it is, but I'm just saying that I think that the clarity is coming about what needs to be injected into the relationship, and I don't know why. And I kind of went a little cryptic because I'm sure that it comes to a point, Craig, when the plant, no matter what you do to the soil, it's not going to survive, right? Like that's truth. Can you resurrect any plant even when it's fucking fallen over and Cannabis is quite resilient, but I'm not talking about cannabis. Although, I mean, we could if we're referring this to cannabis, But cannabis is actually ruled by Capricorn, not Virgo. So Virgo would rule wheat. I would sure wheat's pretty resilient, but I'm just looking for a point. When is the point to where there's not enough fertile ground and the Dust Bowl. The Dust Bowl. Oh yeah, acidity too. So what if there's too much acidity in the relationship? Like you guys are drinking out on the weekends all the time, or getting too fucked up and escapism, or you're only hanging out with people that have too much acidity. That's not going to be fertile for you to grow, especially Virgos, because Virgos can take the toxic energy faster than anybody. This is removing toxic energy basically and putting in good energy. This is kind of like green juicing it, even though I was just kind of making fun of it. And not like, I actually enjoy a great green juice. I'm just saying that's what makes you spiritual. But I think that Virgos this week have a lot of relationship trouble ahead with this. Trouble. Hold on. Oh shit. Spiritual advice that you got is, it was funny, it was reversed too, I'm not gonna lie, but I'll put it up right. I'm gonna give you guys some love. The 5th house, creativity. You know what? I think that fertilization, I think that glue, I think that passion and that clarity you lack is in doing something more creative, having more fun, going out. So there's definitely the party that we need. You need Shredder this week. You need Shredder, big time. Let's do the dice. And Shredder is edgy and has fun and goes towards that passion and is fertilized by that. Whether it's a rock guitar with a bunch of girls in short skirts around it. I mean, that's kind of the way that I projected it. I guess that's who I am. But I'm dropping dice too. But come on, Virgo. You can go have fun in a place that brings you that fertile energy and that, oh my God, I'm fucking dropping these things. Good thing I was able to find them. You got the moon. I'm gonna do one at a time. So you got the 7th house. So this is definitely some heavy emotions around relationships this week. Let's see what sign it's gonna be. Libra. I knew it. I don't even know really what to say except that, come on, Virgo. This emotional relationship situation is the core. Your romantic life is the core of all of what's going on in your whole entire world of happiness or not and everything. And there is no escaping the truth bombs that are going to be blown up into your face this week. Now, could be great ones, but I'm picking up on the ones that are not working, and you can't deny it anymore. There's going to be this whole and it's the week before the eclipse, and I'm going to just drop this truth. I'm going to drop a little astro on y'all. For Virgo, they just finished 2 years of solar eclipses in the 12th house in Leo, and Mars is about to enter here next week, and now we're going to enter into this Cancer season with the eclipses, so it's like a new world. And I think that Virgos are terrified of a new world, new partners, and new situations. All right, Libra on the wall. Who is the most unbalanced of them all? You got the inspiration. So I think a lot of Libras need inspiration this week. I actually pulled this same card in another deck for Libras in their weekly on High Vibe. If you're on High Vibe, watch the Libra report. But you need to find energy in relationships that are inspiring to you to kind of pull you out of the mud and where you've been. Because I feel that you've been in a place of non-inspiration, kind of lower energy. And if you're in a partnership, if they can't inspire you, that's going to be a clear sign that things need to change. If you're single, you need to stop hanging around uninspiring relationships or relationships that make you feel more like shit. because you need to find ones that are really truly inspiring. And you also, I think, by building that inspiration or finding people with that inspiration, it's going to guide you into a much better place. You got the Queen of Swords upright. So this is about just, communicating clear, being more clear where you're going in your relationship. So you need to kind of like communicate and go with where you do feel inspired, Libra, because I feel that you are inspired by somebody and it's like you haven't communicated it yet. And it's time to communicate it. Like maybe you really are feeling that somebody does inspire you, and maybe you're realizing the other people that have been around you, and I think that this has been most recent, because I think recently you're realizing that there is somebody that has inspired you very deeply, and it's time to actually communicate that and maybe go in that direction. I think that you've realized the energy around you has not been as inspiring as you thought, and that actually that you have seen what's inspiring and you need to go towards that. Your challenge is guides. It's almost like you're trying to run this by your own way, go your own direction in life, but you're not paying attention to what, the signs are. The signs are written all over the wall, that of what you should be doing, who you should be with, who you shouldn't be with. And I think that, by not listening to your guides, it's like you're not paying attention to things. There's something about you not paying attention to things and then being put in situations, whether it's in love or outside of love, of like, what the hell, why did this not work out? It's like you're not really paying attention to what's in front of you that's beautiful, or looking at all the details of what's beautiful in a relationship and just in everywhere else. And you got the Wisdom card. So it's definitely a boring relationship week, I'll be honest with you. But as far as like what Libras identify as passionate, because I think what you're realizing is that you're at a place where the guides and the wisdom, to have these two cards next to each other are beautiful, because what it's telling me is that there is this deep connection in your life, whether you're in a relationship or not. You know that you're being pulled to somebody, and that actually makes sense. That's inspiring. That's going to take you to where you really want to go. But it's like, if you're denying yourself of that, and you're not willing to also express your feelings, or you're not following that all, like, of course you're not going to feel inspired. You're going to try and find inspiration in other directions that are actually not in alignment. Your spiritual advice card is the Leo card of love. You got your spiritual advice is to follow like love. And love is something that takes time to build. The sun, you just don't get sunburned in 1 second. You get sunburned after 10 minutes, or 20 minutes. So it takes a little bit of time. And I think that Libras are trying to find instant gratification that's not there. And so I think that you have to realize that you've been building things, and there's probably people, or maybe you're in a relationship where you've built and you're not getting that sunburn. And others, maybe you've built it and maybe you haven't really said anything yet, whether you haven't said anything of like, I'm not feeling the burn, or you know what, I'm feeling the burn. And not Bernie Sanders either, because I don't know, we're not getting political, but we're talking about love here, and I don't know if I'd want to feel the burn from Bernie. Be a little bit weird. At least you get free condoms. All right. You got Neptune in the second house with that North Node. So there is spiritual connections that are valuable that you need to focus on in your romantic life. Not instant reality connections that don't bring you anything. That there's a beautiful spiritual connection in your life that you haven't communicated and expressed yourself, and that is a place to be that doesn't feel toxic, that feels like it could grow something. And I think that you're shy to do that, and you're escaping from that, but your guides are going to tell you this week you have to. So I think it's not boring in the sense of what I mean is it's not like this overall you're going to have it in your reality right away, but if you communicate it and you do the work and you listen to what your wisdom and guides say, you will literally start to notice the excitement of something much more about building something beautiful instead of having something quick that's not really there. What do my Libras have to say about that? Are they smoking? What's that about? When I am behind on my stuff, I can't get myself into a relationship. I agree with that completely. If you're in a place where you can't even handle your life, it's hard to be in a relationship. But sometimes at the same time, if the relationship is in the same kind of energy, maybe you can pick each other up and help each other. You know, relationships we need in our life to pick each other up. I think it depends on what you're calling, like, you can't get your shit together. I mean, if you're fucking injecting heroin into your arm in a fucking Del Taco fucking parking lot, like, yeah, or a Taco Bell parking lot, yeah, like, probably not a good time. You know, maybe unless you're in rehab and then you meet somebody else in rehab, then it's like, well, even though you're in a place where maybe you don't want to be, that person's down at the same place too, and they can maybe be some help. But sometimes then people can go into relapse or whatever, or they could totally go into the right direction. I don't know. I'm open to all things in the universe, but that's kind of a hard question, to be honest with you. All right, Scorpios. Sex. All right. Greg Scorpio, you just do some sex out there. Watch. The reading is going to be boring relationship. I bet you. Let's just see. This fucker fucking just throwing up sex whenever he wants. That's what happens when your best friend's a Scorpio. Energy. All right, okay, maybe. I'm not going to give that sex fully out there for the Scorpios, but there's a lot of energy that's building. See how there's the energy up more? See how the arms are up? Did you notice with the Virgo, the inspiration or the clarity card, she was down? This is like building energy. There's a lot of energy, momentum building up, and it's deep inside you, Scorpio. There's this momentum building of energy. And this energy is going to be all about passion and intensity of what you really want to feel in a relationship. But why is it that the same pattern keeps coming up? You have all this energy build up, and then where does it go? The same thing happens over and over and over again. So this is about getting out of old patterns about how you use this energy. Maybe attack relationships, or if you're in relationships, in a different way. Like, it's almost like you know how to build the energy, but it's almost like you don't know how to apply the energy a certain way. So it's like, just as Albert Einstein says, doing the same thing over and over again and not getting a different result is insanity. And I think for you, this is about applying this passion of yours differently, trying a different approach, communicating differently, coming at from a new angle. Or if you keep seeing the same repetitive signs going on here, it's like, well, maybe move that energy somewhere else or try it in a different way. Or if you feel that you're in a relationship and it's not going anywhere or it hasn't defined itself yet, because Ten of Swords is like the same situation, and like, you know, it's like continuing to put your fork in a dead fucking piece of meat, you know? It's like stop. It's like, what are we gonna do with that? Are you gonna eat it or not? You can use that in any kind of context that you want. The spiritual advice card, or your challenge card, is the air. Communication. I think that this is the difficulty, is that communicating the energy that you have and the fear that the same thing's going to happen again when you have or not go the right way. So definitely this is boring relationship week. That poor, both of them with their hands. But I think it's, okay, Craig, I'm talking to Craig now, everyone. It's like communication, dude, about the energy you want without the fear of old patterns happening, and also communicating the energy that you have, which is just boring in the sense of like, it's not like physical, but it's gonna build it towards something physical. So it's not really boring.
So don't be afraid to get fucked.
Don't be afraid to get fucked. I like that. That is a great fucking, we should get Craig up here to do this reading, fucking. And then you got the knowledge. So yeah, it is a little boring because you're doing more of the work, but let me connect above and below, let the knowledge of ancestors flow. I think that this card's great because it's like, by communicating the energy you have and by applying this, like, I want to connect my feelings to this reality, right? I want to connect how I feel up in the ethers down to this. But you can only do that through communication, and then there's this magic wish, this awesome, lamp that has the wishes. And I think that any wish can come true for you right now in a relationship by communicating and not being afraid to get fucked. Spiritual advice is avoid off-course moon, missing. So avoid off-course moon in astrology is when the moon is leaving a sign, or in some forms of astrology, Void off course moon is when it's not aspecting anything. So the moon is just not emotionally connecting to anything, and it's kind of off course, and it's not really, it's kind of in a weird space. So the spiritual advice is to know that you are in a weird space emotionally, that things kind of feel off this week, and allowing you to understand what to communicate. And by doing that, you'll know the energy of what to build. Your astro dice for this week is Mars in Libra in the 11th. So Mars in Libra, number one, is definitely putting more energy into a relationship instead of self. But in the 11th house of like, where in the world is this relationship going? Where in the world is Scorpio relationships going? That was Carmen Sandiego, but where in the world is your relationship going and what you're going to define it as? And what kind of people and groups and kind of the energy in the world do you want to connect with? So I think a lot of this is by communicating and being social as well. It's more about being social and looking around and seeing where you want to apply your energy. Even though your emotions are a little bit off, the spiritual advice is that's okay to help you understand where you want to go. So I think that this is a good week for Scorpio. It's about figuring a lot of things out, but also calling things out kind of spade to spade to know where things are going, because without knowing where things are going, that's why your emotions might be feeling a little bit missing and kind of off and void off course. Sex. Craig's just throwing sex out. Well, you know, I don't know, this is like the 5th week we've done this. So Sag is next, and Sag has had the gnarliest readings of all of them, everybody. It's so funny. So what are people all saying here? Oh, well, there's so many in the chat, I'm lost. Okay. I have Mars and Libra in the 11th. Awesome. People love Craig. That is funny. Abby just said that I pulled Craig, one of Craig's one of your tattoos. Ladies, Craig has that, one of those. I'll just say, I won't give away every tattoo Craig has. He has 4. But that air card, he does have tattooed on him. I won't tell you where that tattoo is either. You'll have to figure that one out on your own. Wow, some girl says, I will fly out to you, Craig. Laugh out loud. It won't be a boring week. Damn! Craigie! Throw in the relationship trouble. He was trying to throw sex and then he threw trouble. Uh-oh. What about if it was sex and trouble together? That might be a fucking definitely not a boring week, but I don't know. Would it turn out really positive? I don't know. You can find Craig at Chief Mojo Rising on Instagram. And it's Chief with 2 E's, like Chief in your jewel. Like, I'm sorry. I like laughed in the middle of hitting that jewel. It's like chiefing it, you know? I don't know if people know what chiefing it is. Maybe that's a very West Coast thing, but like, you know, chiefing it. Oh, shit. You know, I kind of like that the show's a little bit more fucking laid back. All right, Sages, I'm just, at this point, you all know, I've been fucking calling you motherfuckers out. I don't want to have to anymore. I really don't want to. I don't want to have to call Sagittarius out one more time in Sag Risings. I really don't, because, I'm getting sick of it. And it's like, even as an astrologer doing the sun sign horoscopes for Sagittarius, I'm like, fucking losing my mind over this shit. Every time. Like, I'm losing my mind. I'm praying, though. I'm going to disconnect from that energy. Let's all do it together, Sages and me. We're disconnecting from the past energies of where it has been really gnarly and not paying attention to the truth of the relationship stuff, and that we are going to go into this beautiful new reading. It's taking me a second to clear. All right, I got it. All right, Sages, here we go. Success. All right, Sag. It's time for success in your love life. I have been waiting for this one for a long time for Sages and Sag Risings. Now, this success can go in a lot of different directions. It can go in the direction of the success of a relationship itself, or the success of maybe the ending of one, or the success of just being empowered in yourself overall, I would say. Now, if you notice with the success, there is not a lot of like really wide and big energy, although it is about more of the success of like, you know, stepping into a much more comfortable path, feeling assured of things. You did get the Four of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Letting go is hard for Sagittarius. Ouch. Four of Pentacles is something that you are holding on to so tight, right? You won't let it go. But with the reverse, it's like, it's time to let it go. Like, it's not really as valuable as you think it is. I think that there's a lot of romantic, weird situations. And I know this because years ago I was involved. I'm not going to air my dirty laundry. But, you know, like, I was in a weird Sag situation, you know, with somebody who was married and shit. And fucking, it's like, but why stay in that, you know? It's like, what the fuck? So, what the fuck are you doing, Sag? Like, success will only come through letting go. I know the Sagittarius don't want to hear this shit. That's what makes me so hard. It's so hard. Success through letting something go. I know you don't want to hear it, Sag. I know you don't. Four of Pentacles doesn't want to hear it. No, it's too valuable. It's too good. Can't let it go. No. Trust me, I know. I've got a moon in Taurus. I don't know how to let things go. If you told me right now, like, take that jewel off stage and don't smoke it for the next fucking hour, I'd probably be like, well, fuck you. Or pull my Sprite away from me forever. I'd be like, well, fuck. I know. Now, I've quit smoking before, and I've definitely quit soda before in my life. So it's like, was it good for me? Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Right now it's serving me, but I think we're not talking about me, we're talking about you. So I'm gonna like just be real on that aspect of it. Your spiritual advice card is friendship. Oh, your challenge. Is it really a friendship? Like, is your love life, like, have a real friendship? Do they treat you truly like a friend, or do they treat you like a fucking slave? Or do they treat you like it's like not even got a camaraderie? Or it's like using one another instead of like actually coming together with this same vibe, the same energy. I think that the challenge is that there is no true friendship. It feels like it is, but it's more like, I don't know, throw the boring relationship card of the two people that are just like fucking just kind of like on two sides. And, you know, it's like, I think that there is like the attachment of just being on that lonely ass bench. And I think success comes when you face this stuff. You got the courage card. Oh boy. Courage is when you shine, you're shining brave and true and bright. My courage now returns this night. You need the courage to truly connect with what's really got to be done in order to have the success of a true connection. That's all love and relationships need friendship too. Without friendship in a love relationship, it ain't gonna fucking work. I'm sorry, it does not work. It's just not gonna happen. Like, there is no orgasm from love without friendship. It's even in astrology, the 5th and the 11th house, okay? And so there is needing that extreme camaraderie, but there also is love. But it's like, I think Sagittarius can be fooled by their own attachment of like, well, I like the way this person is, or we do have a friendship, but then it's like, why are you trying to escape into other friendships? Or why do you like to go out with the girls or the guys? Or more importantly, it also could be like, do you have friendships? Or have you put everything into this relationship stuff to where you're like not even around friendships? Or do you escape through your friendships because you don't have that? You know, or have you put so much in that you've only made your one friend this and you have no other friends to even see what it's like to have friendship? So you're lost in thinking that's your best friend, but really friendships you need all the time. Like, there was no such thing as a healthy relationship with no friendships, period. Like, sorry to say, ain't happening. And you got the Venus card reversed of love. I'm gonna go upright, but your spiritual advice is you need true love. And I think that that's what this is all about. So I don't want Sagittarius to think I've been so harsh for this last month and a half on them because I have a vendetta against you. The truth is I fucking love Sagittariuses, like a lot. Like Sagittarius are one of my favorite signs in the zodiac. I'll put them in the top five, yeah. But, and to be honest with me, I have never been in a relationship with a Sagittarius as far as like romantic love. Like, sure, I had that weird fling thing. That's a whole weird story. We'll do a whole nother show about my love life one day. But you got some reverb? Still there? Oh, no, it's gone? So that's the thing is like, you need true love and you need the courage to go through that. And I think with this eclipse in your 8th house coming up, like you have to make the purge. And I know that might sound crazy, like all Sagittarius are like, what? But like, this is like about building the life you've always wanted to and being able to go to the next level. Jupiter's in your sign, squared Neptune, you're emotionally clouded. I'm throwing the astrology in here. Your astro dice is Uranus in the 3rd and Capricorn. You need to think about the long term much more in different angles and really see if all the pieces connect. Does it make sense if, we're going to use a good analogy, like let's say your boyfriend is in jail and you have a baby with that boyfriend, or let's say you don't. Like, or let's say they have a baby and you're taking care of it and they're in jail. Or let's say you have kids and you haven't had sex, or you're constantly looking out the window. Or let's say you're in another relationship and they're in another relationship and you're trying to be in a relationship with them, but they're still connected to that other relationship and you're still in another relationship. Do you really think this fucking thing's gonna go anywhere? For real? When it's built off that? This is Sag's gnarliest time in their lives for relationships. And I say that not only from the cards, but I say that because of the whole entire, it's so weird that the friendship thing came up as the challenge because Saturn and Pluto met in 82 and 83 in your 11th house. And so this has been about finding true relationships that actually have the friendship and the love that you've always wanted in your life, and not clouding those and not being clouded by them, of who you really are, and getting rid of attaching. And also at the same time having the courage of all these eclipses in the 9th house in Leo that are finishing, now with the ones that are going to be in the 8th, about transformation into having the true love. But you can only have true love if you make the purge. That will give you success and find true friendship. And maybe it is, you got to start from a friendship first. But at the same time, it's like, what was that friendship based off of? What if that friendship was based off something else? What if that friendship actually had a different alternative for you, or was trying to use you? You need to think about a lot of this stuff. Top 5 signs. My favorite sign is Taurus. I never said I'd come out with this shit, but I will. My favorite sign is Taurus, overall, for fun, connective, just laughs, like to go have a good time. But, you know, love-wise, really haven't really connected great there with love. Scorpios, I have the best time with Scorpios, always had. Capricorns, I fucking love Capricorns. I have a great time, always good time with Capricorns, always fun, they're always a great time. Sagittarius, I have a great time. Sagittarius are super fun, they're super exciting, they have a great time. And then it's a tie between Pisces and Gemini as the 5th. So, you know, 5th is anyways the cross between 2 points, right? So in the numerology. So Pisces, Gemini, I definitely connect. And they can switch out depending on where the cycles are. But those would be my 6 favorite. We'll do 6 favorite. So right there. And the other 6 doesn't mean I don't like you all or anything like that. I love everybody. I'm just saying that I've noticed in my friend world and in my life and with just working and having fun and just overall every day that I've had the most, somebody just said bye. fucking bye. If you're not on that list of 6. I don't know. I just am saying that just personally in my life. I'm not saying I don't like the other signs. Like, my mom and my brother are Virgos, you know? I love Virgos, but, you know, in my personal life, I don't have a lot of Virgos around me. Or Aquarians. My dad's an Aquarius and everything, but with me and Aquarians, it's like, I'm a Leo. I need like, where are you? What are you doing? It's like, let's do this. Aquarians are just like off the phone, can't find them, won't call you back for months, years. Like, what the fuck? You know? Libras, I've just had very inconsistent with Libra relationships, friendships and everything, like in and out, helping them out. It's always me helping Libras out. Like, what do you need help with today? Like, you know? Leos, I love Leos too, but there's just something about Leos where there's an inconsistency. Like, they'll show up and then not. Like, I'll give you one true story. So this is like back when MySpace was around. Remember when we used to do Port, Craig? Were you with me when I found that chick off, I think it was MySpace, and she came to my place and then there was an earthquake at my house? Remember there was an earthquake right when we got back from Port? Were you not with me that night? Earthquake.
No, I was not.
So anyway, I met this chick. This is like 2008, 9. And we met off like MySpace or something. And she was pretty hot and she was a Leo. And I was DJing at this place I DJed every week. And I came back and I said, yeah, meet me at my place. I don't know, like, I guess I was not very chivalrous. So I was just like, yeah, come to my place. And I'll be very frank with you. We were all, like, I already taken some ecstasy and then she wanted to take ecstasy. So I met her outside. We took ecstasy and then we came into my house with a bunch of people, and then a fucking earthquake happened. You're laughing how I say earthquake, huh? I say earthquake. How I say milk instead of milk. But, you know, we had a great time. We all partied. Like, it was a really good makeout, too. And then nothing. Like, even tried to hit this chick up. Or I know other Leos I've made out with or whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no callback, no fucking whatever. Like, okay. Cancers I would put up there too. I've had good Cancer relationships. So it's hard to like put them all into because I can't really say anything bad about it. I've just had some really needy Cancers, like ones that like tried too hard, like sent me candles or sent me a bunch of things, like gifts all the time to try and like woo me. And I'm like, whoa, you can just woo me by being you. Like, you don't need to send me something. And then Aries, I've just never been in a relationship with the Aries. And you guys want me to get fucking truth bomb real? And then I got to finish this. But I'll get truth bomb real. I had this Aries once who was basically just like, I just want to fucking hook up with you and that's it and have nothing. And I was like, okay, at the time I was like, that's cool. But like, it didn't turn me on because I like need an emotional connection when I'm with a woman. Like, I can't just like connect with a woman without emotion. Like, whether that's making out or whether that's just having some sort of excitement or friendship. Maybe I'm trying to teach the Sages a lot of lessons right now. And so we were about to do the business and the business wasn't working, you know what I mean? Because I was not emotionally connected. And she fucking didn't understand why and like basically started fucking like basically talking shit on me as I'm not in the most comfortable position in my life, you know, like fucking to be yelled at about sorry. And I honestly, I wasn't attracted to her because of the fact that she wasn't emotionally connected and she was so disconnected. And I remember and I was like, fuck this shit. And I fucking just like fucking left. But it was like, I've had a lot of weird Aries situations, like really fast, like really like, I remember one chick I met at a bar, bam. I used to live in Huntington Beach, on the beach. That's what we did in our 20s. And then just fucking, just like what, it's me and fire signs is always just like, bye. Like never called, no nothing. Like what the fuck happened? I'm like 0 for 29 with fire signs, so. Oh, Craig's 0 for 2 with fire signs, so. Maybe there's a fire sign that can make him 1 for 3. At least he can bat, 333. All right, let's get to these Capricorns. We're almost done here. I actually thought we were way less, and I do want to go to the chat. People think if they're attractive, that's all, when mental seduction is needed sometimes. I agree completely. My past boyfriends were Aries, Pisces, and Sag, and a Leo. You're a Pisces sun, Leo moon, and Scorpio rising. The Aries was the love of my life, but didn't work. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, gotta hit it like it owes you money, son. Yeah, the magician. Oh, fuck. Some people will take that the wrong way, but we're just truth on this show. We ain't trying to fucking lie and be like, oh, I gotta say this to say that. Eighth house connections are your fave. Eighth house is definitely more of like connection. It's not sex, it's connection with loyalty and commitment. Fifth house is like fun sex, like fling shit. But, I'll be honest, like I've had one night stands before in my life, and I've had some really good ones when I was young. But like in today's world, I just kind of feel like if there is not any connection or if nothing's gonna go anywhere, then what's the point? Like there's really no point. I don't know. Of course they happen in life, but it's like, there's gotta be something more. I don't know. I think that because we're in a time now where we are so disconnected, it's like, why feel more disconnected, And I think that's why people are watching shows like this, and why I'm trying to put this information out there is, to be honest, when I look at these cards and when I just do these readings, I'm looking at them like, wow, everybody, I don't care how locked up you think you are in a relationship, like, everybody is on the fence. I don't care who you are. Like, don't bullshit yourself. Or you're not on the fence because of a belief system, like religion, that's making you stay. So those people are like double trapped because they won't even express their soul and they think that's the devil for doing that. It's like crazy. And then they look at me like I'm Antichrist. Speaking of the Antichrist, all the Capricorns out there, no, I'm just kidding. That's an old joke in the astrology world. Capricorn's got the protection card. So, okay, it's time to protect your own sovereign self. Now, this doesn't mean from like enemies attacking, but are you literally actually in your relationship situations right now, single or in a partnership, protecting yourself from actually being who you are? You did get the Knight of Cups, so it's like you do need to tread a little bit slower emotionally right now and actually see if this is really what you want, because you need to protect yourself from fully going farther down the road right now with relationships. But there's a catch. For those that do not enter partnerships or not trying partnerships, maybe you're overprotecting and you're too slow and you're too like, I don't want to try, I don't want this. You're too afraid to deal with emotion. So maybe you're overprotecting yourself. But so it's either way. If you're like not in relationships, you never tried, because I know a bunch of Capricorns who probably have like 52 years of spiders down there because they just haven't opened up. That's fine. Like that's your thing. But the universe is kind of saying, come on, Capricorn, you're honest in the fifth. Like, you got to find excitement and love again. But for other Capricorns, they're in these romantic situations that are actually like not fucking, or you're still connected to the past and you need to protect yourself. You need to not like keep holding on and keep sludging around. Knight of Cups to me is a sludge. It's overprotected. It's really slow. It's got armor on. It's like maybe you're too overprotective. And then there's another part where you need to protect yourself, where you need to slow down. Maybe you've entered into something that's toxic, that isn't the person that you are. The challenge of this is courage. You're afraid to be honest in your love and romantic life with yourself or with people, or you have afraid of entering into relationships or to try love. And I think that this is something that you have to do, or that you don't have courage in yourself and you're overprotecting yourself because of, and I don't know why I'm picking this up, maybe you don't feel like you look good, maybe you feel like you have some sort of self-worth thing that's going on. So I'm putting some relationship troubles up for the Capricorns. I'm trying to understand the chat. People are like saying, that's a buy for sure. I don't know what that means. If somebody can clarify that. health. Ooh. Your health is determined by who you're around, who you're connected with in your life right now, in your love life. It can be extremely well by actually connecting to love and happiness in some great place, or it could go down the tubes by connecting with something that doesn't feel like the right situation, or not connecting at all to go feel good. Maybe you need a little bow chicka wow wow as some sexual healing. So we'll throw the sex card up there. I would say this is one of the weirdest spreads that we've had today. And you got the 9th house. Yeah, you need to open up. There's a lot about opening up, but also it's this faith, but also it's this belief. Like, what if the spiritual advice is like re-looking at your beliefs about what's healthy for you, the courage of either saying you don't want to do what you don't want to do in a relationship anymore, the courage of entering into relationships because you've been torn in the past. Also, the courage to not go backwards into some old emotional, slow, slodgy relationship that you don't want to be in, or you're in one right now that's slodgy, or you're too slow about trying to enter back in the relationship world. And you know, this protective element is that you've created this belief system of, I need to protect myself. And the other one is the belief that you're fine and you don't need to protect yourself, when maybe you're in a situation right now that is like the fucking last thing on the earth that you ever dreamed that you would be in your life. And when you're in that, you know you need to get the fuck out. Have you guys watched that movie, Get Out? Get out! You got Neptune in the 8th house in Sag. Yeah, you need to explore your depths of your passions more, and also the truth. I think that there's a lot of fogginess when it comes to the truth. I think there's a lot of fogginess when it comes to, you know, you being more connected and you actually connecting to a much more bigger vision of what you want. It's right in front of you. Why don't you actually bring it in or entice it in? Also, you need to be honest about what you're receiving. Is this what you really want to receive? Is this actually the belief system? Especially with Jupiter in your 12th house right now, I think that there's a big lesson in Neptune in your 3rd about this like weird idea belief system that's causing kind of this either destruction of your love life, or this connection to a love life that doesn't make sense, or the blocking of a love life that you're not getting. Truth bomb. I'm reading these comments. I was like, just because there was a bad relationship before with a sign doesn't mean you swear off the sign. I agree with that. Sometimes. I would say, in my case, I've had the similar patterns in relationships of the same sign. Hey, that's just some truth. But I wanted to go through those lessons. You know what I mean, dude? Like, it's like for me, I've had lots of Geminis. That's like my number, like lots of Geminis and Pisces. So, for me, it's like, yeah, I've been a lot of those in a lot of similar situations with Gemini, Pisces. So, okay. Very similar situations with the Geminis, like some very similar situations with the Pisces. But then again, I've also had like a weird Gemini relationship that was like the opposite of what I had usually. And it was not good. So I was like, oh fuck. Like, actually, yeah. But Geminis are the one, I'll tell you, Craig, there's two parts of Gemini, right? Like fucking they can twist around. So yeah, I've had some relationships with Geminis where it's like this person I can't deal with. And I only get to see the good part for like a minute, and then it's like they turn back around. Or I see great parts for like most of the relationship, and then they can just kind of like bleep, bleep, bleep. And then you're like, what the fuck? Like, who is this person? And then like, go back and it's like, wait, who am I talking to? You know. Especially like, I'm somebody about like, how do you wake up in the morning? So each sign helps you understand how you wake up in the morning. Okay? So with a fixed sign, like a Scorpio, a Leo, a Taurus, and an Aquarius, we wake up in the morning and you know what you're gonna get. We wake up, what's going on, man? What's going on, chick? Whatever, da-da-da-da-da. We're pretty like, we don't wake up like, different. But mutable signs can like go to bed and then totally wake up a different person. Or cardinal signs can wake up and be like, I have to do this right now. I have to. It's like, whoa, okay. So it depends on who you want to be around. You know what I mean? Like, I like stimulation. So I would say that cardinal signs and mutable signs for me are a little bit more exciting than being with a fixed sign. Because maybe it's like, okay, I know how you're going to wake up the next morning. I mean, if my partner wakes up like that every morning, like I'm cool with that. But then would that get boring though for me? Like maybe I'd be like, you need to like maybe wear something different every morning and maybe not give me that same look on the face. Maybe like treat me like dirt or throw something at me, just like make it exciting or something. I don't know. Or not look so fun. Like maybe come across like a fucking raging bitch. Maybe that'll be hot for a second. I'm fucked up though. Aquarians are fucked up too. No, I'm just kidding. Aquarians got the faith card. So I think that building in a relationship some sort of spiritual connection or faith-based connection is important. So, but this also means if you're single Aquarius, it's like connecting with people on the same kind of faith. But I think that this is where the issue is like whether there's a lack of faith or not some sort of spiritual connection involved. This is what's missing in the relationship or missing in why there's misfires in the relationship as well or new relationships. Oh my gosh, you got the Hierophant and the Faith card. All right, we got to throw up boring relationship week. But it's not boring in the sense of like, you know, boring. It's just it's like there needs to be. If you're in a religion or if you're in a spiritual divination or anything like that, and your partner's not, this is going to bring that up extremely. Or if you're in a relationship and let's say they're from opposite religions or they're not on the same spiritual path as you, like this is going to be a big problem. To get the Hierophant card and the Faith card, I mean, we're talking about major situations about faith and spirituality and deep connection there that are really major. The challenge of that is the Stormy card. Oh, we got relationship trouble. Whoa, woo, woo.
Hurricane force winds on the front. Look out. Weather service ahead. Weather alert. Stormy weather.
Yeah, there's some stormy weather here, and it's about faith. I think the Aquarians are about to be dropped a big truth bomb in relationships shit when it comes to the relationships and the relationships that you're bringing in and the relationship that you possibly in. Where is that same faith? Do you guys pray to the same God? Do you guys see the same place? Do you guys have faith-based systems? Do you guys have spiritual-based systems? I mean, without that, like, do you really think there's going to be anything really that great? Creativity. Creativity can come from stormy weather. But creativity that doesn't have some sort of faith behind it is just creativity. Now, all creativity is beautiful, but you know what? I'm going to create something for you right now. It's not hitting, but I just made you a cloud of jewel smoke. I just created something. No, it came from love, but it's already gone. So you can create things and try to create things in a relationship, but if there's no meaning behind it, to be honest with you, there is no meaning behind fucking me hitting this jewel at all that's fucking spiritual or divine or beautiful. So without creating something that is fucking amazing, that comes from some sort of faith-based energy, I mean, come on, you're gonna be in stormy weather. And if you're trying to get creative projects off the ground right now in a relationship and everything, and it's not coming and has a faith-based energy, guess what? There's a major issue there. Aquarian Sag are definitely going through a lot of these kind of similar patterns. And then your spiritual advice is the balance. Yeah, Libra card. So you have to really look at if there really is the balance, if you guys are seeing things eye to eye. And maybe you don't have to have the exact same faith, but at least have faith that can equal each other out or both have some sort of faith-based energy together in your own way and at least be able to see the other side and find some sort of balance there. That's extremely important. And if that's not happening, well, then how are you going to build a true relationship of equality? And if if you think, oh, it's balanced because one person doesn't have faith and the other does, no. like same weights are what create balance. When there is no weight on one and all weight in the other, that is what untips the scales. So two faiths may be different, but at least it's balance and understanding of each other and can come from a place and meet somewhere. But if it's all just lopsided right now, ain't gonna work. And your creative energy and your manifesting abilities especially aren't gonna flow well. Your dice, you got Virgo, Mercury, which is in its home sign, in its dignity, in the 6th house. Oh my gosh, its own house. This is a deep reality check for Aquarians this week about reality itself and about finding some sort of system about your life to go about your relationship better and see that maybe it's boring and mundane because there is no magic without the faith, without the God, without God. I'll call it out. And I think that this is where, Aquarians are a little weird about God. Some of them aren't. I will write off some of those, but I'd say a majority of Aquarians are very weird about the whole God thing or going to church or even like going into this fully or, some Aquarians aren't. So I'm not going to say it's all of them. The ones that are woke are. But the ones that are kind of on the line of this, or even that are in this, are you really sure that the faith and everything and the creativity really are creating something, or is it really stormy weather that's not creating anything? Is it really fair and balanced? I think that this week is going to definitely drop some reality checks on you of what's real and not all up in your own kind of head and dreams and visions. So before Pisces, you just going to take this chat real quick. Thank you. You got donated from Evolution Fairy. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm bored with it too, though, too lopsided. Yeah, lopsided ain't fun. How about if you're a single Aquarius with no one in sight? That's a good one because it's maybe you need to go around more faith-based energy or maybe around finding, go find people that are doing the same energy and maybe it'll be waiting for you there. But I also think that if you're going out to just find anybody to be in love with, because I think Aquarians will do that with Leo as their 7th house and with their 5th house being Gemini, it's just kind of maybe you need to think a little bit more about the environment you're in. And you need to think about the love of a true partnership that's in the same alignment with where your spiritual aspect's at. So definitely look at that. We're also in Cancer time though too, which is maybe your day-to-day life can't fit a relationship in because you're not realizing that your day-to-day life, especially with that Mercury, Virgo, 6th house that we just got here in this, it's maybe your life doesn't really fit in a relationship right now because you have it set up that way. And that's what you need to have more faith in. All right, Pisces time. Last one, Pisces. Pisces, innocence card. Oh, Pisces. This goes with you so well. And this has Venus and Taurus in it. So the innocence is either your best friend or your worst enemy because there's a part of this where it's innocence is great of seeing the purity, but at the same time, it's maybe people feel like innocence to you in your love life this week might be you're naive or we don't know where you're going. We don't know where your values are. So, or maybe those values aren't matching because there's this too much of an innocent vibe coming about. And I only say that because, I knew it. So we got the 3 of Pentacles that followed that. So it's the innocence can go create something great, but it's what are you creating? I think is the big question. And what do you want to create? And if that creation is very innocent and basic, with Venus and Taurus, it's about building something great. And using the innocence of those great big visions and dreams and of what's beautiful and creating something great with it. But it's in your relationships this week, it's are you creating a place that comes from who your true self is? Because innocence is the true self. And I feel that this is a time for you to go create the life you want. But I think that your challenge is the knowledge that you're afraid of understanding that you don't need other people to create the story in what you want in your life or to have the knowledge. I feel that your issue is that you feel that you need other people, especially with this 3 of Pentacles. There's definitely this feeling of other people being involved in order for you to have the knowledge in your life, that you're too innocent to have it. that you can't have it on your own. Like, I think that this is Pisces realizing like you need to get back to what you want in your life and not feeling like you need people to have like it. So I think that this is kind of like needy situation. So we're gonna throw, you know, relationship trouble on this one. And I know that's not easy, you know, it's not easy to hear, but you know, it is just what it is, especially when we get dream sweet, sleep deep. You need to take some time and get back to resting, taking care of yourself, and listening to your dreams and reconnecting with yourself that before you even know what to do in a relationship right now. I think that Pisces don't know what to do in relationships right now. They think they feel a little bit lost, confused, or especially with the challenge of knowledge, this also deals with kind of like what you should do, right? Like, oh, like this is what the book says to do. This is what the world tells me to do. Like, this is what's been kind of ingrained. Like, you need to kind of get back to your deeper, innocent, true self and go back to that beautiful Pisces creation that you are. And your spiritual advice is Black Moon Lilith mystery. I think, you know, with Black Moon Lilith, it's about going beyond. I always call Black Moon Lilith, I always use a very harsh analogy. You all know how I roll. So it's like a coke addict that would go to grandma's funeral and do coke in the bathroom still. There's like a little bit of mystery about that, right? There's a little bit of like, fuck you, I'm gonna still do what I wanna do. And I think that for you, your spiritual advice is not to go do coke at grandma's fucking funeral, but the energy of that you will still do something even when people tell you not to, or you feel like it's going against what even, you know, what Lilith, she did. She went against like God was telling her no, and she's like, no, I'm a feminine and I can do this, and I'm gonna go do it. It's like, come on, Pisces. Like, one, Pisces are connected to, I think, a lot of weird situations where they feel like they're stuck because they have to do things in a relationship. And I think with single ones, it's like, where is that edgy, passionate mystery and that kind of sexual energy that is attractive, that creates not looking at just innocence, but when you connect these two cards, Black Moon Lilith and innocence together, it's like seeing, it reminds me of one of my favorite songs from the Eagles, One of These Nights, because it's like, I've been searching for a woman with I've been searching for a woman who's I can't remember. No, I know it. Hold on, it's just been a long day, and I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. It's like, I got it. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's searching for an angel in white. Or is it an angel in white? And then it's like, I've been searching for from the daughter of the devil himself. And then it's like, but I've been looking for a woman who's a little of both. I can feel it, but it's nowhere in sight. That's what it is. So there's a little bit of that white angel, a little bit of that devil, right? Like you want a little bit of bad and good. Where's that bad and good showing up? It's like we're seeing too much of, hi, I like crayons. I'm just kidding. You know, but you know, it's like, where's the mystery that can overlap and mix with this? Hi, I'm we're not gonna go there. You guys should watch Pablo Francisco. All right. Oh no, we lost. Of course with Pisces, we'll always lose something. Pisces lose shit all the time. Okay, I got it. So we got 5th house Cancer. So connecting with your heart from your own emotional space first and taking care of yourself is going to bring you your heart. So I know that maybe Pisces right now kind of want to connect, want to have love, but if you're not emotionally rooted in your own happiness, that's not going to happen. And you did pull Jupiter. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. Jupiter loves the 5th house. So love will come through taking care of yourself. And love is going to be about connecting with where your emotions know how to express themselves in a much more fiery, much more expressive way. That without expression or I will do it again, the edge, or the, hi, I like crayons, or I will devour your crayons and shove them up your whatever. There's definitely a good mix between both of those that would be met in the middle. You know, this girl is so bad she fucking does coke at grandma's wedding. This girl knits doilies for everybody that shows up to or grandma's funeral, that knits doilies to the funeral. What is the mixture of both of those? Well, I'm going to answer one more question in the chat, and we're going to go and I'm going to pull one more card from Ganesha, the secret Ganesha deck that I just always pull out of nowhere as an overall for everybody and every sign of what we can expect on an overall for love after everything that we had done and shown. You can go back to this video. We appreciate all the support. I also want to remind people that the iPhone app is now available for High Vibe, and then I also want to remind people that next week we'll be putting it up. There's going to be two things. Monday, I'm going to be doing a live stream event on highvibe.tv or the app. You can purchase it. We'll be putting it up. It's going to be about the eclipse season and what the next 6 months offer. I'm going to be doing that video. It's going to be shot here at the Leo King Studios. Really looking forward to it. And it'll be about probably a 90-minute video. It'll be live streamed. It's going to be really awesome. And then you can also buy it if you can't make the live stream afterwards on highvibe.tv and watch it on the app or watch it on Apple TV or watch it on anywhere that you want. And on Tuesday, I've got some special announcements. It's a solar eclipse, so we are going to be doing spiritual dance music. Then we are going to be doing a special deep astrology, which of course will be live. And then we are going to be doing After Dark, and I have Nicole Brenny that'll be in the studios, and I have Alyssa Trahan, who used to go by Alyssa Sharp, in the fucking house. And we're going to be doing a solar eclipse talk. And we're going to be hanging out, and we're going to be doing it After Dark. So I don't know if you guys remember Alyssa Sharp. She's everywhere. Now she's Alyssa Trahan. And then I don't know if you guys know Nicole Brenny. She's been on my channel many times before. But all three of us have never met each other. And we all so happen to be all around each other at the same time. And so all three of us are going to be here at the High Vibe Studios. So it's going to be a special High Vibe Solar Eclipse Tuesday. And the best part about it all is you can live stream all those things for free on highvibe.tv on the app. And I'll be putting a lot of it on YouTube. But I want to remind people that when it comes to spiritual dance music, that show is right now. You can go download the app for free and watch it for free on High Vibe, the app, on iPhone or Android or Apple TV. We're waiting on Roku and we're waiting on Amazon Fire. So there's a lot coming up here or you can watch it on your computer. It don't matter. You know, it doesn't matter if you don't have a phone. So it's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I don't know if, it looks like everybody knows who they are. Yeah, I'm excited for it. So what does Ganesha have to say for everybody about love this week? What's the major lesson of what we can open up our doors into love this week with? Promise of the future. Damn. So the relationships that you can see going into the future with are the ones that make sense. The ones where you look out and you don't see a future there, no matter what you try to do with your love, your happiness, your emotion, and everything. If you can't promise a future, it's not meant to be. Thanks so much for being part of Deep Love Tarot. You can watch it every Monday here on highvibe.tv, or you can, of course, watch it here on my YouTube, The Leo King. Please spread this message out if you can, to get it out to as many people as possible. That's the #1 way to support me. Or, of course, if you want to watch my daily horoscopes, my weekly sun sign horoscopes, my weekly tarot, my weekly intuitive. And, of course, if you want deep astrology, where you can have the replay and watch it on your phone and watch it also on the app, where you don't have to. It's like YouTube Premium, where you can pull the video off and just listen to the audio while you're in the car or while you're walking around or whatever. And just to watch it live stream on an app too, which is super cool. Definitely, you can support me going to highvibe.tv to register and then downloading the app once you've made your registration and subscription. Or if you want to buy the video individually for just $1.99, any video on High Vibe you can buy. Like if you don't want to be a subscriber, I get it. Some people, $10 a month or even $6 a month, which is our lowest plan, like, is a lot. So, but sometimes maybe you have $2 or maybe you have $1. My dailies are $1, or you could get all my dailies and everything for whatever subscription you get. So, and my deep astrology and all the other videos and the other shows that are coming out. So definitely that's the best way to support. And I appreciate you all, and I will see you all later.